Good morning, gang. Happy Sunday morning. Are you paying attention yet? I mean, most of us who watch this channel probably are. Those who might be new, maybe your eyes got opened. You know, it's kind of funny if you look at North Korea, for example. North Koreans are forced to listen to propaganda. In the United States, people do it voluntarily. Just giving you a point. Anybody notice what happened yesterday? You might have driven past it. You might have driven through it. Hell, you might have been stuck in the middle of it. Yesterday, there were, get this, 1,300 protests around the country, some of them with massive turnouts like Boston and New York, protesting Donald Trump and protesting Elon Musk. And I just spent, the last hour and a half going through and watching a lot of the video. And I mean, man on the street video posted to Twitter, TikTok, or whatever. It's kind of interesting to see this because this is what we have to look forward to. Now, I'm not going to say that everybody in a certain demographic is an idiot, but it seems to be heavily concentrated in two areas. Now, mind you this, it all went on Saturday, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they didn't have to take time off of work. But when you look at a couple of clips that I'm going to show you, I'm betting most of them don't have jobs anyway. So take a look at this first clip here. Now I want you to tell me what you see in this clip that kind of stands out to you. To me, as I saw it at first, it was gray hair. Now, you think about this, and this is where I go into the propaganda crap, because there was a lot of videos that supported what I'm about to say here. Most people with gray hair, me getting there myself, are collecting or about to collect their Social Security, their Medicare, their Medicaid, whatever it is. They're entering their golden years, which I have no idea. My hair used to be gold, now it's silver. So I'm entering my silver years. I don't know, maybe it's deflationary. But the propaganda that we are hearing out of the left, which there's zero truth to, but yet the CNNs and the MSNBCs, the network news, keep promoting this, is that, oh my God, they're going to cut our Social Security, they're going to cut our Medicare, yada, 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 yada. Again, there is zero truth to that. I don't know how many times the administration has to come out and say, we're not cutting Social Security, we're not cutting Medicare. But they don't listen. But let's even go to the point of, let's say, Social Security gets cut because it's broke. Let's take a look at where that fault lies. The Democrats are the ones that moved it into the general fund and spent the trust fund back in the 70s. The astronomical spending, never met a dollar I can't spend 30 times by the Democrats has caused this problem. Yet they're going to blame the guy who's been in office for 80 days now, about Social Security having struggles, who said he's trying to shore up Social Security, not cut it, who's trying to shore up Medicare and Medicaid, not cut it, but yet you get people, again, same generation, like this lady, who had a very articulate argument. Sorry, lady. Nobody wants to see your 70-year-old ass hanging out as they're driving by down the road. Okay. The funny part is 1,300 protests yesterday, sponsored by a group called Indivisible. Do you know who that is? Oh, that would be one of George Soros's entities that he uses to fire up the people. So how many of those people, tens if not hundreds of thousands across the country, were paid by Indivisible? We can say a lot of them, because there's records all over the internet showing that people were paid anywhere between $50 and $300 to attend protests yesterday. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say that there's people that dislike Donald Trump. I don't agree with everything he does. I don't agree with everything he does personally, let alone professionally. Okay? I don't care. I want what's right for the country. But that's me. Then you look at the other side. Okay? Just take a look at this video. It's the easiest way to do it. In this video, you see a bunch of younger people, okay? Millennials or Zoomers, 20-somethings or 30-somethings. Socialism over fascism. That should tell you right there how our school system has failed. Because the question I would pose to every one of these people, back when Reagan tore down the Berlin Wall, which way did people run? Right? Okay. These failures in the school system don't even know the definition of fascism. Because if they did, they'd realize what they are advocating for is a socialist, fascist government. They want both. Not one or the other. They're not diametrically opposite, okay? It's not left and right. There's a whole spectrum in here. Socialism and fascism are very close to each other because it's ruled by the few over the many, okay? That's a problem. Democracy is what's on the other side, which is ruled by the many. In other words, we all have a say in the matter. Don't think there's been a whole lot of free and fair elections in, I don't know, let's say North Korea or China, or pick another socialist country. I mean, look at most of the Middle East, okay? Hell, at this point, you're looking at Europe. But now we have the young people in there, which is kind of surprising because the Zoomers, okay, believe it or not, are more conservative as a generalized group now than they ever have been in modern history. Okay, that they are not the liberals. Remember the old joke, if you're I always get this one backwards. If you're a Republican before age 30, you don't have a heart. If you're a Democrat after age 30, you don't, or if you're a Democrat before, if you're a Republican before age 30, you don't have a heart. If you're a Democrat after age 30, you don't have a brain, okay? That's going to be turned on its head. It's now, if you're a Democrat before or after age 30, you don't have a heart or a brain. But this is where the country's heading. And we have a large group of youngsters and a large group of senior citizens. I mean, remember, senior citizens usually are very conservative, and they voted heavily toward Kamala Harris this time around. Okay, so we're seeing a real shift in the electorate in the United States. But this is where the country's heading. And we have a large group of young people and a large group of senior citizens deciding that, hoping, praying that socialism, fascism, communism, globalism is better for the country than democracy. I find it, I'll give the young generation a little benefit of the doubt. I mean, they were indoctrinated in the worst school system the United States has had in its history. Okay, there's a good reason the Department of Education is on the chopping block. I mean, the Department of Education is an absolute failure. I'd venture to guess 95% of the teachers in the public school system ain't worth a shit anymore. Okay, and a few of you guys that are teachers on here, hope to God you're in the 5%, because if you're indoctrinating people, you're to blame. But the senior citizens are the ones that surprise me. They turn on CNN, they just bobblehead their way through Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or, whoever. Go, That group of people, I don't understand for the life. They benefited throughout their entire life from capitalism. They benefited, the boomers before me, through the greatest economic boom in history. They got wealthy. The average net worth, I'm not saying again everybody, but the average, all of them, net worth of the boomer generation family is $1.2 million. That's the average across the country, okay? No other generation comes anywhere close. And granted, I'm on the edge of it, and I ain't anywhere close, okay? Because those of us in the middle, us Gen Xers, we didn't get all the benefits. We just got to do all the work, and we got all the shit. There's that one generation, us Gen Xers, 1965 to about, 1985, somewhere about it. We're going to be the ones that save this country. Because those of you on either spectrum, the young people or the senior citizens who are on our side, thank you. The ones who are against us, go ahead. You hear everybody. Maxine Waters out yesterday calling for war. Okay. You want it. We'll give it to you. Because we don't give a shit. And as we get older, life in prison doesn't hold that much of a threat against us anymore. Pinball out.